to monetize your games, you have to first understand what game you've built, right? There are games that you can monetize by selling in-game items. So then the game is free. So you have to allow the game to be downloaded for free, played for free, but then the game internally is built. So in order for people to progress and have a better experience, they have to buy items. The second way is that your game is free, but it's a very basic casual game. People don't have to buy anything. So now you're advertising in the game. So you go and you approach other partners, other players in the industry, e-commerce websites or companies, for example, and you expose them, right? And then the third way is you sell the game itself from the beginning. You don't download it for free. You purchase the game, paid game. Exactly, that's a paid game, right? The fourth way is you build games for someone else. So you built a game and now you outsource, you white label the game for that person, right? And finally, the fifth way is your technology. You've built a game, but the game has a technology that allows someone else to build a new game using the same technology. For example, you've built a game which is a running game, and now you give it to someone who says, instead of having a man running, I'm going to replace it with a girl. Because he's taken your game's technology, he's taken your source code, he's taken your IP, and he's replaced items to build his own game. That's the same question people asked me during the Olympics, where we had all these athletes. We have all these athletes and we couldn't make any medals. So the answer is not talent. It's what you said, it's technology or access to better funding and more experience quicker. So our athletes are fantastic, they're very talented, but the infrastructure they train in doesn't build them as much as the opposite countries that pay so much for their athletes' training to get them to that level. Look at like different people, whether you look at Michael Phelps, who's obviously such a great trainer, or Jamaica Sprinting Academy, right, where Usain Bolt came out of. So India needs a more focused game development infrastructure if we want to make a game development hit, right? We need to train our guys, give them the experience sooner. What happens here right now is people get traditionally trained as software engineers, game developers, and there are institutes who are training people, but it just has to happen more, because that way they learn everything sooner. They don't have to learn everything after they get out of their traditional education, and that will give them some more experience to develop a game faster and get it out there. So that is just a function of our infrastructure. So we don't lack talent, let's be clear about that. What we lack is the training and infrastructure to be more accessible, and it exists, but it's just not as easily accessible right now. We have them, but they're very few. As an example, right? Very few programs, very few people to learn from. So it's a catch-22. There is no already a known game development hit in India. So who are people going to learn from? They learn from each other. And they learn from each other until one of them will make that hit. Then he'll teach everyone else. Till then, the best thing we can do is just have those institutes, right? More institutes for more trainings, yeah. Oh, even much sooner than that. I think technology and infrastructure and everything that's happening in this country is moving so fast, maybe next year we could get a hit. Because there are game development companies now, many of them, more than they were 5 years ago, making games. And in the next 2-3 years, there will be more companies, as you understand, right? So the more companies you have, the more people you have making games, the better the chance of making a hit, sooner than 10 years, for sure, right? I think within the next few years, not even 5, definitely. Sure, I think it's really well built as an opportunity right now. It's not very glorious because VCs are not funding games left, right, and center as they are other types of industries, right? So very easy because it's not brought up in media as the flavor of the month, right? Food companies, for example, were the flavor of the month a year ago, maybe. Everyone got funding. Now we know what happened. And that's true for every business. You'll get funding, not everyone will succeed. So gaming, the opportunity is 100% there. Let me explain that. All the nation games, there's so many kids in college who will now soon be young professionals working. All of them play games, and they account for a large percentage of this country. So the gaming population is growing. As the gaming population is growing, you must have companies who will build and service games to them. And you will have to have someone who will become the entertainment giant in game development. So that opportunity is there. You just have to build a business that will sustain you till that threshold is reached. And so there's great opportunity, but it's not as glorious as I explained, right?